Scream. The scariest part of Scream isn't the mask, it's what's left when it comes off. Ghostface begins as a voice,
Hello.
calm,
What's your
almost
favorite
playful.
scary movie?
A phone rings, a question follows. Rules are explained. Trivia, threats. Then the knife appears. For most of Scream, the mask creates distance. It turns violence into performance, into something rehearsed. The killer trips, falls, gets back up. Unsteady, human. That's the trick. The mask keeps identity distant. The mask makes it feel like a role anyone could play. And this is where the illusion breaks. The mask doesn't hide a monster. It hides a choice. Like something borrowed, not owned. Like a costume waiting for the next person. Until the final act. Stu's house is chaos, music still blasting, blood on the floor. Sydney fights back, refuses to stay helpless. The mask comes off. Billy Loomis, bleeding, smiling, no fear, no regret. Then it happens again. Another reveal, another face. Stu Macher, laughing, unhinged. The horror sharpens.
What's the matter, Sydney? You look like you've seen a ghost.
Because once the mask is gone, this isn't a movie monster anymore. It's two people who chose to do this. And now they have to stand there. Seen, named, fully responsible. Sometimes the mask slips. Sometimes it's removed on purpose. Hush. He removes the mask on purpose. The house is isolated, surrounded by trees, no neighbors, no help. He stands outside watching, perfectly still. The mask is simple, blank, expressionless. Maddie can't hear him. That's the advantage. She notices movement, looks out the window, and he takes the mask off. Slowly, deliberately. And this is where anonymity stops mattering. He doesn't expect to leave witnesses.
I can come in anytime I want.
This isn't a reveal, it's a declaration. He's not hiding from consequences anymore. No struggle, no accident, a choice. His face is ordinary, calm, focused, no scars, no rage, just confidence. The balance of power shifts immediately. This isn't about hiding anymore. It's about control. By showing his face, he proves he doesn't need protection. The mask didn't keep him safe. It kept the game interesting. Now the danger feels closer, more personal, because there's no mystery left to fear, only intent. Because once the mask is gone, there's nothing between her and what he wants. But some masks don't protect power, they protect memory. Valentine. The mask hides a past, not a face. Cupid masks dominate the screen. Black coats, painted smiles, everything feels stylized. The killer moves like a symbol, not a person. At first, the violence feels theatrical, almost playful, like a holiday gimmick turned dark. But the bodies keep appearing, one after another, and the tone shifts. Then the reveal comes. The mask is removed, and this is where symbolism turns into memory. The killer was never random, he was waiting. Jeremy Melton, living under another name. The boy from years earlier, the one humiliated at the Valentine's dance, the one laughed at, ignored. Suddenly the pattern becomes clear. Every victim connects to that night, to a single moment of cruelty. This was never random violence, it was personal. The mask didn't create the anger, it carried it forward, protected it, let it grow. Once his face is revealed, there's no mystery left to solve. This isn't a whodunit, it's revenge. Patient, deliberate, years in the making. The mask didn't hide who he was. It made sure he wouldn't be forgotten. And sometimes the mask doesn't protect one grudge, it protects an entire belief system. The Purge. They're smiling. That's what makes it worse. The masks are bright, colorful, almost cheerful. Plastic faces stretched into wide grins. They knock on the door, politely, patiently. Their voices are calm, measured, respectful. Everything feels controlled, civilized. They don't break in immediately, they ask. When faces are finally revealed, there's no dramatic transformation. And this is where the horror sharpens. The masks didn't hide who they were. They hid how comfortable they were. No sudden rage, no hysteria, just people, young, clean, well-dressed. They speak clearly, they explain themselves. They believe what they're doing is justified, necessary. The unmasking doesn't reveal madness, it reveals conviction. These aren't killers acting on impulse, they're participants following rules. The masks didn't hide cruelty, they softened it, made it feel festive, acceptable. Once the faces are visible, the horror doesn't fade, it sharpens. Because this isn't chaos, it's belief. And belief doesn't need a mask, it just needs permission. But what happens when the mask isn't permission? It's identity itself. Halloween. For one moment, Michael has a face. Then it's gone. Michael Myers never speaks, never explains. He watches, he waits. The mask is pale, blank, emotionless. It isn't a disguise, it is him. For most of the film, that face never changes. Until Laurie fights back. She grabs him, pulls. The mask comes away. And this is where certainty should return. Instead, nothing changes. And suddenly he's just standing there, a young man, expression empty. The moment is brief. Then the mask goes back on, and the shift is immediate. The stillness returns. The shape becomes the shape again. The unmasking doesn't weaken Michael, it doesn't humanize him. Because now we know there is a person underneath. And that knowledge doesn't explain anything, it just makes it worse. And sometimes the face underneath isn't the problem at all. Smiley. The face doesn't matter. That's the danger. Smiley feels like a myth from the start. An internet horror story made real. A yellow mask, a carved grin, wide, empty eyes. It looks artificial. That's what makes it unsettling. At first, the fear comes from not knowing who's behind it, the anonymity, the idea that it could be anyone. Then the truth surfaces, the mask comes off, and nothing is resolved. Because removing the mask doesn't reveal the killer, it reveals a system. And it doesn't end there. Another reveal follows, more than one face. This is where unmasking stops helping, because there is no real face, only repetition. Same smile, copycats. The mask isn't hiding one killer, it's creating many. Each person who puts it on becomes part of the same image, the same threat. Smiley isn't a person, it's an idea. The mask doesn't conceal identity, it removes responsibility. And once that line disappears, there's no single face to stop, only the image, waiting for the next person to believe it's not them. But there are monsters who don't borrow faces, they wear them. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre. He wears faces, like tools. Leatherface doesn't stalk his victims, he reacts. Loud noises, sudden movement, panic. He runs, he flails, he screams. The masks he wears are literal faces, human skin. Each one serves a different role, different faces, different functions. They aren't disguises meant to fool anyone, they're coping mechanisms. And this is where the pattern breaks. There is no face to uncover. The mask is the identity. There is no dramatic unmasking moment. No reveal designed for shock. This is routine. The violence doesn't escalate with the reveal. It continues exactly the same. That's the horror. The masks don't hide who Leatherface is. They replace identity entirely. There's nothing underneath waiting to be exposed. The mask didn't hide him. It replaced him. And sometimes the unmasking doesn't replace anything. It freezes everything in place. Sleepaway Camp. The movie ends. The image doesn't. The camp is silent. The night is still. The chaos is over. The screaming has stopped. Bodies have been discovered. Adults rush in. Angela stands by the water, not running, not hiding, and this is where the movie stops moving and forces you to. There's no mask coming off, only the truth standing there. What's revealed isn't explained with words. The film doesn't guide the viewer. No dialogue clarifies the moment. Just an image, a face, a sound, a frozen stare. There's no emotional release, no moral framing. It doesn't end with an answer. It ends with an image you have to carry.